Hello, good morning, and welcome to Iyun with Benzion. We have an unbelievable share for you today, analyzing in depth uh, the Daf Hayomi. I actually, um, I'm not sure why I get Mishpacha magazine, but I think one of the main reasons I get it is because the advertisements keep me up to date with what's going on in the Jewish world. So, just for the advertisements, it's worth getting Mishpacha magazine. The articles, most of them are not so interesting to me, but one of the advertisements is they're talking about a new program. I think run by Dirshu, started by Dirshu. Dirshu has a Daf Yomi program. They give bachinos, they give tests every month. They actually earn money off of this. They have. Would they ever took one of those tests, the Dirshu test? You know about this Dirshu program? Never heard of the Dirshu program? They do Daf Yomi and they have like a test every month. No. Anyway, they have a program every month where they do Daf Yomi, and you get up to $100, I think, if you do well on the test. It's a pretty hard test. I think there's one test with Rashi, one test with Rashi and Tosos. Anyway, they have a new program for more people who want to learn Be'iyun. And they're learning Maseches Baba Kama. Actually, they started yesterday, I think. It's Amud Yomi, it's not a Daf Yomi. And they learn Sunday through Thursday, an Amud a day, and Friday and Shabbos they review what they learned during that week. It's meant for people who want to do more Be'iyun. They have one track without Mari Makomos, one track with Mari Makomos. You could join that. I am not advocating to join that. I am advocating to stay with the Daf Yomi. But the reason they're starting this is because obviously people or Rabbanim or someone felt compelled that they're problematic that Daf Yomi doesn't offer Iyun. It doesn't offer in-depth analysis, that you're main Amaretz. You don't know how to learn when you learn Daf Yomi. It's too fast. It's too much. 7 days a week, a Daf a day. I mean, it's too much. So therefore what? You do 2.5 blot a week as opposed to 7 blot a week. We do Iyun Kal, and it was quoted by various Rosh Hashivas. I think the most prominent one of Rosh Hashiva of Lakewood, Rabbi Kotler from Lakewood, Rabbi Malkiel Kotler, he said, you can't be a Talmid Chacham if you don't know how to learn Iyun Kal. That's what he said. If you don't know how to learn Iyun Kal, you can't be a Talmid Chacham. So for all those people out there learning Daf Yomi, you can't be Talmid Chachamim unless you listen to my share. Because you listen to my share, it's not just Iyun Kal. This is some of the best Iyun you're going to find in the entire world. I give it to you all in between 8 and 10 minutes. A new Chiddush each day. Original Chiddush. You're not going to find this stuff anywhere, even in Panovich. You're not going to find it. So, in response to this program, I don't know if they've heard about me. No one's heard about me pretty much. But there's no need to learn to slow down, learn 2.5 blot a day. Learn your Daf Yomi. Just daf it. A half an hour every day. And then tune into Iyun Benzion. 8 to 10 minutes, I give you a big chiddush. Today we're going to answer a question of Tosfos, explain the Gemara more kipshuto. I'll teach you how to learn Be'iyun. I'll just follow my chidushim, and I'll teach you how to learn Be'iyun, to think more in depth. You can't lose with this. You don't no need to go slower. Keep up with Daf Yomi. Finish Shas in 7.5 years, and get your Iyun also. Let's kick it off over here. The Gemara on Nun Vav Ben Aleph says, Echad Amara, Echad Gomer Kana. Even if you do Ha'ara, even if you do a Tchilas Bia, a small penetration, you're going to be Kona, your Yevamos. So the Gemara asks, my Kana, what are you Kona? Rav Amar Kana Lakal. V'shmo Amar Lo Kana L'dvarim Amur V'parsha. Rav says, you're Kona everything. You're Kona the Yevamos entirely. Shmuel says, no, you're only Kona regarding 2 things. One is that you get the benefit of now owning the estate of your deceased brother. And 2, you get you pattered her from Chalitza and Yibam. You did Yibam with her. It's clear you did Yibam. Other brothers don't have to do Chalitza or Yibam with her. Her co-wives are pattered. So that's Kana. That's the Gemara says. The Gemara goes into. The Gemara says, what does Rav mean Kana Lakol? So the Gemara explains. Minan Asu Dibra Kol Achla. If the woman was married already to the deceased brother before he died, so then he does, and the Yavam goes, when the Yavam does Ha'ara, he does Tchilas Bia. So therefore, he's Kona L'Kol. He's Achla. Everyone agrees, even Shmuel would agree, he's Kona L'Kol. What does that mean? The Gemara says Achla. That if we're talking about a Kohen, the first brother, the brothers are Kohanim. So she ate already Truma. One of the benefits of a Yisrael is marrying a Kohen because he eats Truma. So he died. So once the Yavam she can't eat truma while she's shomeres Yevama, once she's waiting, when the Yavam does even a ha'ara, he's kohen her in order to be Michael or truma. She gets to eat truma. Shmuel argues on that. This seems even less kind of the Gemara. This seems to be paskin like Rab. At least Minan is and once she already ate, so therefore once he does ha'ara, he could be Michael or truma again. Now it's interesting that Kana the Kol sounds like he's kohen her for everything. The Gemara says no, he's kohen her only for eating truma. So the discrepancy is noted by Tosfos. Tosfos Minan Suv Kolem Alo Pligi da Achla. So this is how they be of who didn't have a masik leminkal in Yorshali Tamil Hifra Nadar. Normal nafkaminas of nisuin, of being married to a woman, is that you get the soul be Mayfair reject her nadarim. She makes a neder. You get Mayfair, untie her nadarim. You get, if she dies, you get to inherit her estate, what she owned. And also, if you're a Kohen, you can be matame her. You're chayav to bury her. Not only that, you could even matame tumas mace, even though you're a Kohen, because she's your wife. Why does the Gemara only pick truma? Why doesn't it pick these things also? He says, Tosfos says those things are obvious. The zimnin shigish l'chaldar v'lo achla b'truma, because he says truma is the highest level of marriage, because sometimes you can get those other privileges of marriage without getting truma. The Gemara is saying even truma you can get. Now, I hear what Tosfos is saying, but I like to suggest maybe a different. The Gemara says achla, only truma picks it out for a reason. I would like to say there is a discrepancy, but the opposite of Tosfos says that it's more nisuin. The ultimate benefit of nisuin is truma. I like to say no. Over here we're talking about again ha'ara. Ha'ara is a bia shogig meza onus a ratzon. And shogig meza is a type of partial bia, right, where the man has in mind himself. He doesn't have in mind to be a baal. It's not baal v'ishto. It's ish v'ishto, ish v'isha. He has his own intentions over here. He just wants to have a bia for his own enjoyment, and he's not doing it for the sake of the woman. Also, they're not together in this. He's just doing it exactly on his own accord. So, it wouldn't be an nisuin, right? We mentioned a nisuin as opposed to a kiddushin, erisin. Erisin just makes her a man and woman together, right? Nisuin actually consummates the marriage in terms of that you're baal v'ishto. It's a husband and wife. Husband and wife, the husband, part of the ksuva, which is really minan nisuin for the marriage. You give it to her when you get married, is a contract between the man and the wife. They should live together in harmony, and they should care about each other entirely. So here, where the Yavam has no previous connection to this woman, she was married to his brother, and then he died. So if he only does a mixas bia, penetration, where his only intention is for himself and not for her, that cannot possibly constitute a complete nisuin, right? All it can constitute is the ma'achal or betruma, because we know technically even erisin, we're going to learn in tomorrow's daf that erisin, minat Torah, erisin, even kiddushin is ma'achal and truma, midaraisa, kinyan kaspo, which is called his kinyan kaspo. You do give her a kiddushin kesef, it's called his kinyan. She's his acquisition. His acquisition, but she's not his wife. She's not his husband and wife. She's not husband and wife yet until you do a complete bia where you care about both of them. I've been saying this idea a lot, but you need to be both of them. If it's not both of them, a full nisuin, it's only a ha'ara over here, or it's only ba'ones, he rapes her, show you your mazid. So those cases would not constitute a nisuin, it would only constitute a partial thing, and like an erisin, right? It would be a kinyan yibum, but not a kinyan nisuin, right? The yom alab kinyan yibum, v'lach isha, a marriage, a complete nisuin, so therefore it's only a partial marriage, it's only like erisin. She could eat truma, but she cannot. He does not yarshin her. He can't be matamel her, and he can't make for nadarim. That would be the nafkamina. Exactly the opposite of Tosfos. This is Iyun. You can't get a better year than this, can you? See you tomorrow. Bye.